We all want to save the world, right? Or at least make the world a better place. But the problem is there are so many things that are going on in the world right now. Where do we start? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How do we take a look at all of the different things in the world that we could do and decide what it is we're going to do? So join me, Pat Woods, Director of Religious Education here at Abraham Lincoln Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Springfield, Illinois, as we take a look at how do we become activists. When we think about being an activist, the first thing we probably think about is someone like Rosa Parks or Nelson Mandela or Greta Thunberg, somebody who's out there in the world and making a really big change. And while it's true, those folks were definitely activists. An activist, and you can Google this and check me out, is basically a person who campaigns to bring about political or social change. And it doesn't mean that it has to be political or social change on the world stage. It can be that kind of change just in your own backyard, and that's a good place to start. We're going to talk about the first two steps in getting involved in activism. If you've decided that you do want to be an activist, the very first thing you have to do, believe it or not, is know yourself. That's right, you need to know yourself. A little bit of soul searching goes a long way here, because what you need to do is figure out what are those things about which you are really, really passionate. Greta Thunberg is really, really passionate about environmental change and climate change. Rosa Parks was very, very passionate about social justice and racial justice. So what are the things that you are passionate about? I can't answer that for you. You're the only one who can. So that's the first thing. Do a little bit of soul searching and figure out what are the things that make you really want to do something. Once you've figured out where your passion lies, the next thing you want to do is you want to find allies. That means you want to find people who kind of think like you do, who want to make some of the same types of changes you want to make. And it's a whole lot better to do those kinds of things with other people, because it's impossible to do this kind of heavy lifting alone. You need to have other folks with you. Now, the cool thing about that is you don't have to look very far. There are some places right here at ALUUC that you might want to consider finding some friends. So what do I mean that you should look locally to see what you can find? Well, what I mean is just this. ALUUC has several different groups already that you might be able to become a part of. The Social Justice Committee, for example, is a committee that takes action on social justice issues, as its name suggests. This year, they've been working on the environment and environmental justice, focusing specifically on water, and they've also been addressing homelessness. Their subgroup, the Racial Justice Project, is meeting regularly, and they're taking a look at anti-racism and gathering resources for the congregation and looking at ways to help locally in Springfield as well. You might also consider looking into PFLAG or the Phoenix Center. Those are two local groups in Springfield that ALUUC works with on a regular basis to help with LGBTQ issues. If you're looking more for something very local and very environmental, the Green Sanctuary folks are doing everything they can to be sure that the congregation runs as environmentally cleanly as it possibly can. And if you're looking for something having to do specifically with women's issues, the Red Tent is the place that you should look. Now, all you have to do to get involved in one of these organizations is talk to the folks at the congregation. You can even drop our minister a line, or you could talk to me. So the important thing is, though, to reach out and let somebody know that you're interested. Believe me, they're always looking for allies and friends. So if you're like many UUs and you saw this Wordle at the beginning of this Time for All Ages and thought, wow, I'd like to get involved with those things and I'd like to make a change, the first step is deciding what you want to focus on. The second step is finding allies to help you out along the way. But the important thing is to remember, it doesn't matter what age you are. because getting involved in any one of those causes is going to make a difference. And getting involved with people who can help you make a difference is one of the best things that you can do. So I hope that you find something on this list that you're interested in getting involved with. And I hope that you'll reach out to one of the groups that we have at the congregation that's working on these issues right now. Because change doesn't happen unless we all become agents of change. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye-bye.